Wondering about discipline, behaviour management and emotional management? Let's discuss that. Welcome to Grow Together, Learn Together. My name's Mel. I'm an early childhood educator and primary school teacher, and I'm really excited to share with you some of my knowledge and experience when it comes to raising children. Managing your child's behaviour, disciplining your child when they behave inappropriately, and understanding their feelings and their emotions are another really important aspect of raising children. How do we deal with our child's emotions? How do we separate their emotional response to their behavioural response? What is the difference? And why is that important to think about? As you all know, children act according to how they feel, and part of what you are helping them to do is to learn how to manage their emotions and their feelings in ways that are appropriate to the situation, to the society in which they live. They're still learning and growing, so they're constantly pushing our boundaries. As I discussed in my last video, that is where the importance of routines and consistency come in. But going along hand in hand with that, we need to set out clear and concise rules and expectations and understandable consequences that happen when those expectations are not met. We don't have to be strict, but we do have to be firm and clear. Children need us to help them to manage their emotions. It can be really hard to know the difference between how they're feeling and how they're acting. And it's really important when we're disciplining our children that we don't discipline them for the emotion, but for the behavior. So it's important that we acknowledge with our children what they're feeling. Explore what they're feeling when they act a certain way and explain to them that the behaviour is what is unacceptable, not the emotion. Let's look at an example. When your child doesn't get their own way, be it a toy they want to play with or buy, being allowed to have access to technology when it's not screen time, if your child is throwing a tantrum, maybe they cry or scream, what is actually happening here? What emotions are they trying to deal with? Let's look at what they're actually reacting to. In a situation like this, they're reacting to the fact that they're being told that they're not allowed to do something. We need to acknowledge that they're angry or they're upset or they're sad, but they need to know that what they're doing and the way that they're dealing with it is not okay. It's okay that they feel that way, but it's not okay that they act that way. But it can be really hard, especially if they're doing something like yelling or kicking or screaming, particularly if it's in public. We just want the behaviour to stop. When you're angry or upset, do you listen to reason? It's probably not the best time when they're having the emotion and they're acting on it to sit down and reason with them. That is when they get the consequence. The consequence needs to be clear and needs to be linked. You might subscribe to the idea of a timeout area in the house, be it a room or a spot on the floor. This is the time when they need to go and sit in that area. It's a chance for them to calm down. It's a chance for you to calm down. It's important that they get a chance to do the right thing in this sort of situation. So that's when we give them a warning. It's time to pack up. You need to put that away now. If they don't do it immediately, give them another warning. I've asked you to pack up. It's time to pack up. You need to put it away. This is when you say, if you don't do that, you will get the consequence. Then, if they still continue not to do what you've asked, that is when they get the consequence. It is more than likely that that is when they'll have a reaction. They'll get upset, they'll get angry, they'll throw their tantrum. But you still need to follow through. The consequence happens. They give you the iPad, or whatever it might be, and they go and sit in the naughty space. Some people do this so that they get 1 minute per their year of age. I think this is quite a useful thing because a 3-year-old can't sit still for as long as a 5-year-old and so on. It also is harder for them to comprehend why they're having to sit down for as long the younger they are. That's just my personal opinion. You might choose to do something entirely different. It's not really about what you do so much as the fact that you consistently use the same behaviour management strategy. They've sat in the timeout area. Now you go and talk to them. You need to tell them what it is that they've done. Reiterate what's happened. This is the chance for you to discuss with them how they feel. This is the chance to acknowledge that their emotions are perfectly okay and that it's not that you find unacceptable, but the way they choose to express their feelings. It's also important that you let them know that although it's okay for them to feel a certain way, not only is it not okay that they act the way that they have, but also, regardless of how they feel, they need to do what you've asked them to do. I like, wherever possible, to explain why, but it depends on the situation as to how much explanation they need. If it's an expectation that is across the board, they've had before and they know it, then you might only need to say that. You might only need to say, it's understandable that you're upset. I know that you really enjoy that screen time, but you know that we have decided that it's only half an hour of screen time a day. You've had that half an hour. Now it's time to put it away. In that, you're acknowledging that they feel upset, that they don't get what they want, but you're saying that you have set up an expectation and they need to follow it. Give them a hug, let them know that everything is okay and they can go and do something else now. The important thing is that you don't end whatever discipline method you're using in a way that indicates that you're still upset with them. You need to let them know that everything's okay. They've done the wrong thing, yes, but it's been sorted now and we're moving on. It's important that they learn that for their own emotional intelligence, the management of their own feelings. If they know that we don't hold on to feelings, we let them go, then that will make managing their feelings that much easier. Whatever the situation is that they're getting disciplined and getting that consequence for is up to you. But the important thing is that it's consistent, that it's clear, and that children know what it is. Emotional intelligence is about acknowledging your emotions and knowing what to do with them, how to manage them, and not letting them overrun how you act and behave. It's important that children learn this. It's not a skill that they just pick up. It's something they actually have to learn. And you need to help them to learn that. That is why this sort of behavior management strategy is really important. Not only do they understand that there are some behaviors that are just not acceptable, but they also understand that they have control over what causes those behaviors. It's really hard to have this sort of conversation when we're in the middle of dealing with this sort of behavior, which is why I say let yourself and your child calm down before you talk to them. Neither you nor your child are going to be in the best frame of mind to have that conversation when your emotions are running high. It's better that the calming down happens within the behavior strategy. We don't just calm ourselves down by getting what we want. We actually have to calm ourselves down by dealing with the emotion, by knowing where to put it and what to do about it. I know that discipline, behavior management, feelings and emotions are really tricky subjects, and it's really hard to know what to do. Don't feel bad if you're finding it difficult. Don't feel bad if you just have moments where you just yell. This is okay. It happens. The important thing is that you are trying to set up those boundaries and that consistency. If you get angry and you yell, later on when you talk to your children about what happened, you can say, I was just really upset and I'm sorry that I got so mad. When they see that you also have those emotions and sometimes you can't help how you behave because of it, they'll understand that it's not the emotion that's the problem, but the behavior. It's quite important for them to understand that we don't always get it right, that it's okay to make a mistake, that even our mums and our dads and our teachers and our grandparents feel that way sometimes. This is the point where you want to reiterate why you have those expectations, why you have those structures, how it's important for yourself, for them, for the family. Perhaps the best thing next time is to talk to you, is to say, I didn't want to finish my iPad time because I was right in the middle of a game and I just wanted to do it. Next time perhaps they can say, Mum, I know that I'm supposed to finish. I've had my half an hour, but I'm in the middle of a fight with the boss. Can I just have another 10 minutes? That's the point where you can be flexible. They didn't act out. They asked you and they expressed themselves. You don't have to be rigid. If they feel like they're listened to and that you are able to be flexible, they're more likely on a consistent basis to put it away after half an hour. If they know that every now and then they can get extra time. So like I said, it's important to be flexible. It's important to listen. It's important to let your children tell you how they feel. It's important to have two-way conversations about these things. But at the end of the day, you need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and be consistent about keeping those expectations and sticking to them. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this video interesting and valuable. If you did like this video, don't forget to hit like, consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit the little bell to get notified when I post future videos. See you later.